I now call this meeting to order. The first item on the agenda, due to new state statutes, we have to have patron comments at the front before we do any type of business. So I'm going to open the floor to anybody who has any comments that they would like to make about the school corporation or anything on the agenda tonight. The only thing we cannot talk about is staff or student discipline. So if you have something, just stand up, tell us your name, and whatever you have. Hearing none, we will move on. The next item on the agenda is Students of the Month, so I will invite the board to round to the front. You have yours here? Brad and I have yours, and you just got yours.
I would like to call up and recognize Reese Maston, 5th grade, Mrs. Hunt's classroom. Reese is in her second year at Eastern. You go stand right in the middle. Second year at Eastern, already Student of the Month. She'll be on the school board probably in the next couple of years. Mrs. Hunt, why don't you come on up too? So we asked a few teachers for some comments about Reese, and Mrs. Hunt says that she doesn't just only work hard in the classroom, but she's also consistently showing kindness and respect to everyone around her. She demonstrates strong character and always strives to do what is right, while making those around her feel valued and included, and that's very important. Mrs. Bonesteel says, wonderful student, outstanding young lady, consistently polite, respectful. She approaches each day with a positive attitude and always puts forth her best effort in everything she does. She's thoughtful and encouraging towards her fellow students, and she is an excellent role model. There it is again. We have Mrs. Behrens. Her creativity shines in everything she does, and she has a special way of thinking deeply about ideas and situations. Mr. Barr teaches PE. Remember that? He says she participates fully and gives her best effort. She is a leader and an excellent example to her peers. And Mrs. Clifton, her music teacher, says her caring nature and charisma extend beyond what she sees in the classroom. She had the opportunity to see you in Oliver, and she was absolutely proud to tell others that you were one of her students. So she said you embody what it means to be an Eastern Comet. And Mrs. Johnson said that you're past Artist of the Month, current Student of the Month, and she knows that you are a shining star among all of the Comets here at Eastern. So congratulations, Mrs.
The Eastern High School Student of the Month is Reagan Long. One of the things I think before I read all the comments is unique is Reagan spends half of his day at the Career Center. So the fact that sometimes it's hard for all of our staff to recognize those kids because they're gone half the day. So the fact that he was still nominated as Student of the Month and is really only here for what, 4 periods? Yeah, is pretty cool. So here's what your teachers had to say. Reagan is a student who consistently demonstrates outstanding character and a strong commitment to excellence in everything he does. He's hardworking, dependable, and strives to do his best. He excels in the classroom, earning high grades, and continues that success at the Career Center, where he's also earning all A's. He maintains a positive attitude and never complains, setting a tone of perseverance and respect. He treats both peers and adults with kindness and respect, and his thoughtful follow-up questions reflect a genuine desire to learn and grow. As a natural leader among his peers, Reagan serves as an excellent role model and is a great example for others to follow. He is truly deserving of recognition as Student of the Month. Reagan Long.
you'll bear with us for just a few more minutes, we'll get through a couple more items and then take a little bit of a recess in case some of you want to enjoy the nice weather. All right, the next item we have is consent items. Those were provided to the board in advance. Does anybody want to take anything separate? Okay,
Make a motion to approve the consent items as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, I'll call that for a vote. And that passes unanimously, 4-0. The next item on the agenda is introduction of some of the employees that we just hired, so future leaders of America. Ms. Sullivan?
All right, get to start. Yay. All right, I'm super excited to introduce 2 new employees at the middle school this year. I've had the pleasure of working with them both professionally from afar, and very excited to bring them on officially as Eastern Comets in the professional world. So first, we're going to skip around because Olivia Hannah is not here this evening. We're going to introduce, these are going to be familiar faces for some of you. So Kristen Harnish as our new middle school guidance counselor.
Welcome.
Kristen comes with us with years of experience, but also a former Comet herself. And then for our 7th grade English teacher, Tiffany Taylor. Tiffany also lives in the area and has graduated a Comet from school, so we're excited to have them both aboard.
Welcome. 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 Mr. Fugit?
Yeah, so I'll just, Heather Fincher was hired, and I don't believe she's here, but I'm not sure we told her to, because she's currently employed, so she's been here before, and she's over at the elementary, but she will now be the guidance secretary at the high school. And then I want to introduce Michael Piven. He's our new senior. We had over 25 qualified applicants, and he rose to the top. And it doesn't happen very often that you get tons of phone calls and emails saying you have to interview this guy. You have to interview him. You know, I was swamped with them, so I kind of held it against him to start with. Like, once he was in the room, he won us all over. So welcome, and I'm glad to have you.
Yes. Welcome. That is great. I will take a short recess for anybody who would like to get out of here and enjoy the weather. Back into out of recess or whatever we're going to call that. Next item on the agenda is Eastern Elementary School. I think you've got Butchie's first and then the update.
I believe you all were given a copy of the book fees for this next school year. Couple of highlights from what was proposed. We're removing BrainPop from what we were using. The company just continually increases costs and kind of has a lack of loyalty pricing, for lack of a better term. And so we've decided to drop them. Another thing we're changing is 4th and 5th grade will be going back to the paper pencil version of Dibbles rather than using the M class. And that's going to save us quite a bit of money too. And what we've discovered is only students in 3rd grade who are going to be at risk, we're going to use M class with them for better tracking. We're not going to necessarily need it for 4th and 5th. So removing those two bulk items off of there, that helps out quite a bit. We also had, we have one addition. 5th grade would like to use No Red Ink as part of their curriculum. And it's an online writing and grammar platform designed to strengthen students' writing skills through engaging personalized practice. I believe middle school uses it. And our teachers are pretty excited about getting the opportunity to use that if approved. So technically 5th grade, their book fees went up $3. But overall, everybody else's went down $4.40, or in 4th grade, $25.65. And then with the removal of BrainPop and changing out Dibbles from 4th and 5th, you know, overall with the subscriptions, we're down about $6,000 from last year. So trying to help out with those costs there. Happy to take any questions you have about any of the totals that are up there.
Any questions? That is, yeah, that's an actionable item, so I'll need a motion.
I move.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion from Mr. Miles? All right, I'll call out for a vote. Thank you, Mr. Mauer, for your work and your staff's work on that.
Yep. Now for elementary news. Oh wait, I have to wait, I guess. Oh, it'll be in this part.
Cheryl. What did you do?
We're waiting on Jordan.
Yes.
Do you
I'm
wanna-
not showing Cheryl yet. I can vote.
Yeah,
for
she
her.
hasn't even got
It
the
had-
offer.
It hadn't,
She hasn't got the offer to even vote yet.
gotcha.
Should we just hand vote this?
I can go ahead and vote for her. Go ahead.
Is it a
That'd be
yes
a, that'd be a,
or- Is that a yes or a no?
that'd be an aye.
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 Mm.
All
Well,
right.
well played. Well played.
Okay. So that passes 4-0. Next item for you, you wanna do your update or do you wanna do the summer school?
I can go ahead and do the summer school. We are going to, excuse me, we're going to offer summer school again to our 2nd and 3rd graders like we did last year, based off of iRead performance. And so any 2nd graders who are at risk will be offered summer school. It's not required, but they are allowed to take it. And then any 3rd grader after this week who has not passed the iRead 3 will be required to take the summer school, and then the summer testing window. Take the test this summer during the testing window. Everything will be completed by the end of June. We're looking at 3 days a week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 to 10 and 10 to 12, just like we did last year. And I have 6 teachers who are wanting to man that for us.
Okay, I believe that's we have to have action on that, right, Jennifer?
Please, yes.
Okay.
Can,
I move
can
we
you
do summer
name the
school.
teachers?
Okay.
Can I name them? Probably. Mackenzie Fugit, Kiana Robbins, Jillian Bilal, Jordan Wells, and others. Can I get you those?
You can.
Okay, all right.
I will.
Trying to figure out who I'm missing.
I will accept a motion to do summer school with the included names to be added later.
So
Mhm.
moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? That should cover you both, us and the other.
Appreciate that.
There it is.
Get that accepted back
I
into
did.
the board.
I did.
Voters of Union Township were angry at you, but just a second.
I will make a recommendation for Jumpstart at the next board meeting. I want to discuss it with Dr. Ritchie prior to us bringing that forth.
All right, so that passes 4-0. Now I guess to your update.
All right. Excuse me. First and foremost, I want to thank the teachers. You know, we're coming off of staff and teacher appreciation weeks. I couldn't be more proud of our staff and our teachers, and just honored to work alongside with them. They are, without a doubt, the best crew in the world. The amount of work, care, and dedication that they give our students each day is just, it's noticed, and it's commendable. Our PTO and our parents took good care of the teachers during that week. And thank you for the donuts as well, Dr. Ritchie and the corporation office. This week, we continue their appreciation with, they're getting some drinks from Kaiser Coffee. But I'm blessed to work with people who care so deeply about kids and their education, and that's what makes this corporation an amazing place. As I mentioned before, we're offering the summer school to our second and third graders, so we're finishing up the iRead testing this week. Students, we'll discuss it more at the next meeting, but those who pass in third grade move on. Those who do not qualify for a good cause exemption will be retained. Right now, we're hoping everybody gets through it and passes. We're feeling pretty good about that. We had Grandparents' Day. That was a wonderful success, and we received many compliments from our visitors during the visit. One thing that was said from a lot of them was it was just enough time to spend time and talk with their grandkids or their friends. So it was a lot of fun having them there. I know they enjoyed it. Camp Tecumseh, I know Mrs. Carpenter misses that. Camp Tecumseh, great experience again. The rain held off, Mr. Day. All the students had a fantastic time while learning a great deal. And thanks again to Mrs. Bonesteel and the staff members who volunteered their time to make that trip possible. Kindy 500 was a huge success again. The students had a great time learning about traffic safety, getting their cars washed, doing the driving test, the games, and of course, just all the pageantry in the race that evening. They were truly the stars of the show, and we're incredibly proud of all of them and what they've accomplished this year. People often ask me why we don't do a traditional kindergarten graduation, and quite honestly, I don't think we can top the Kindy 500 celebration. We broke our own attendance record. We had 970 plus in attendance this year. It was incredible. 15 staff members volunteered their time for the event. The mayor of Kokomo once again provided outstanding commentary in the infield. We had cars from the Kokomo Quarter Midget Racing Club there, 3 food trucks, which all said they had wonderful, great evenings. So the sales were good for them. Posh Salon, they sold some raffle tickets and donated all of the money to our lunch program for students who might have trouble paying off their lunch bills, things like that. And then also there was a free will donation at the door, and that money is going towards the playground project. PTO had the Walkathon fundraiser with the Boosterthon company, and it was successful in many ways. We had set a goal of $15,000 and quickly approached that amount, and so they said we should do a stretch goal of $25,000, and I said everything above 25, or I'm sorry, everything above 15, if we could put it towards the playground project. PTO said yes. Ultimately, we raised about $28,000 during the project, and PTO is going to donate $20,000 to the playground. So I thought that was really nice. And I want to say thank you to Mrs. Mooring. She is retiring this year. She's been a paraprofessional at our school for about 20 years. And she is also the one who brought Kids Hope to our school, which is a great mentoring program for a lot of kids. Adults from Jerome Church will come and go throughout the day, and they spend time with the kids. They bond with them, talk with them, do a little bit of work, spend more time just hanging out, giving them that positive adult influence that they need. She also did a lot of coordinating with the Wings group, the women's group at Jerome, and providing lunches and special occasions at our school. So she has done a lot for us, and we are going to miss her, and we definitely thank her for all of her years of service. So, that's all I have. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Indy 500 definitely was attended. There was not a parking spot
Yes.
anywhere in Greentown, I don't think, during that.
It was a big event. Yeah, it was a big event. And we've got some new contacts with some other Indy people, Indy 500 people. So we're thinking next year we can have even a few more items, cars, and such here. So the princesses, of course, showed up again, and we just, it was a really good turnout. And it's just a fun community event. Not one single negative comment about it. So very happy.
Awesome job.
Great. Thank you.
We're going to start with international comments first. You guys present.
Hello, everybody. So this is Grayson Engel, and Piper Dennison was supposed to come, but she unfortunately doesn't feel well. So Grayson's going to be presenting, and I do have information from Piper. So we went to Scotland and England this year over spring break and just had an amazing time. Our group was smaller than last year, and this year it was just me accommodating the crew. Mr. Seitz didn't go this year with us, but we had an amazing trip. So I am going to let Grayson tell you about how he enjoyed the trip. So go ahead, Grayson. Your slide will pop right up there. Okay.
So, overall, I had a great time. It was really fun learning about how different the two countries are from what we have here. My favorite place was Edinburgh, Scotland. Overall, I think Scotland was the more scenic place to visit. Most of the time we stayed in England, but we spent around 2 days in Scotland. I think it was amazing to see so many artifacts that are older than America. So we went to Edinburgh and Stirling, Scotland, and in England we went to York, Stratford, London, and Oxford.
So Grayson ate his way through Scotland and England. His mom, Kim, came with us, and he tried everything. He had haggis, and we watched it. Kim and I was like, okay, you go, boy, you go. He also, we were in this little market area, and I was just so impressed with him because there were so many different types of foods there. And he's like, I want to do Ethiopian food, right? Was that what? Yeah, it was Ethiopian food. And Kim and I were like, let's go do Ethiopian food, you know? And he sat there and he tried so many different things. So it was really amazing to watch Grayson just explore and not be afraid to try things and participate in the different activities that we did. So it was so much fun. So Piper put together a slide, and on her slide she just said she loved Edinburgh. It was really cool. We arrived in Edinburgh at 7 in the morning. We were like 45 minutes before we were supposed to land, and our guide was there, and he was wonderful. And so we got 2 full days to explore the city and felt really comfortable. And then one of the things that she mentioned was that we had to join another group, and I was a little bit nervous about that because I like to do things on my own, but we had to join another group. They were fantastic. So I made a new teacher friend from California, and the kids, they were good. And so Piper really mentioned that and enjoyed that part as well. So it was fun to travel with them. And so on the next slide, I just have Grayson won the contest, right? You were in second place? Yeah. So our guide had a contest for pictures that were authentic for the time. And so Grayson won, and then Piper read poetry on the bus for everybody. And I thought it was just so cool that she would step up, because we went to Shakespeare's home and Anne Hathaway's home, and she had just done a poetry unit in 8th grade. So it was really cool to see her get up there and just read the poetry and not be afraid. So the experiences that they had were amazing. We saw more castles and cathedrals and masterpieces and just so many amazing things. And like Grayson said, there were things there. You saw the Rosetta Stone, right? I tapped out. We were at Easter in this museum, and it had so many people. We were all like wall to wall. So I told everybody, I'm going up to the restaurant. I'm having high tea. I'm spending my last pounds. But he fought his way through and actually got to see the Rosetta Stone. So we saw so many cool things on our trip. So thank you for letting us do what we do when we travel internationally with middle schoolers. And so that brings us to our next request, and I'll let Mr. Seitz go ahead.
So to piggyback off that, since we've had 2 successful trips, we would like to ask in favor of going on another trip in 2028, and this time we're switching it up a little bit to Switzerland, Italy, France. It goes right along with my curriculum, with the Renaissance and everything else. And so again, as you can see, you start on the map, fly into Zurich and the Lucerne region, and then go down into Italy, seeing Verona, Venice, Rome, Florence, Pisa, go to Monaco, and then we'll fly out of the French Riviera. We are not doing the 2-day extension in Paris. So it's just asking if you guys would permit us to go through Switzerland and Italy and the French Riviera. We had gone to Greece and Rome on our last trip, if you remember, had an excellent time. A lot of parents really enjoyed that. It was a wonderful trip, and so we thought Italy's a great place. We'd love to see that again. So we decided those locations. So keep it short and sweet. We're just asking if you give us permission to advertise and for that trip in 2028. If you flip it on the back, kind of gives you a little idea of the dates. Obviously would be during the spring break, and then the potential price costing that it will cost for students and adults. And then we have approved. We plan on meeting with parents to see who's interested on Monday, May 18th.
And to help with the cost, I do want to say Grayson and his mom worked concession stands, which is a win-win for everybody because we need concession stand people. And so we really encourage, Jared and I donate our time to work in the concession stand for the kids. We do 2 of them. So we do provide ways for them to earn some money. And I know that the, not Ezra, Aiden. What's their last?
McClurg.
Yeah, McClurgs. Yeah, I'm older. The McClurgs paid like for their whole trip to Rome and Greece by working concession stands. So I do want you guys to know that we do provide some opportunities for kids to earn money to do it. So.
Thank you. Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
We had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, I'll call that for a vote. And that passes 4-0. it.
wanted
Yeah,
to
you
make
guys
sure
were
that
on
it
it.
was okay, some
Yeah.
more being read,
Yeah.
but if you don't
So, yes.
Okay. As I dig into this, I want to say a thank you to Mrs. Schaefer. She is fabulous. I know last month we talked about administrative assistance appreciation, but she does a lot of work chasing down quotes from these different companies and helping me talk with the teachers of what they need and making sure the teachers have submitted things to her so we have what's necessary for the kids. You will see that there are no change in fees for art, music, health, nor some of the miscellaneous courses down at the end. So those all stay the same, no increase or fees for those. Language arts is the first one I want to talk about. We do use No Red Ink. Our teachers find it very impactful and effective across grades 6, 7, and 8. So it does have a slight increase. That is typical from year to year. It's not a huge jump. We've offset some of that by eliminating Scholastic for our 7th grade language arts, and we're moving to an every other year proposal. We're ordering that every other year, so they can recycle those for 1 year and then get another batch and use those for the next 2 years. In reading, we are also eliminating Scholastic for reading 7 and moving to an every other year ordering. The Scholastic magazines are $2.54 per student. So eliminating that was a huge savings for both reading and language arts. You will see Raz Kids on there. We've used that for the last 2 years to help our students in our special education program and students who need additional intervention for reading instructions. So our price that you see there is less than the elementary because we are only using that for specific pockets of students. And so that's $1 per student. So while Scholastic has saved $2.54, that kind of is offset with $1 request for RAS. Like I said, we've been using it for the last 2 years, and it's provided good data for our teachers to help those students in our special needs population. World Language and Spanish 1 does have an increase in consumables. This is the first time they've been increased in 5 years. This is also a high school credit class, so Mr. Fugit is going to talk a little bit more in depth about that fee. You'll see in math we did decrease by $2 per student by eliminating the notebook for Math 8, and then also eliminating Scholastic in science. The Scholastic magazines are great. I mean, the kids like to read those things, but our teachers are also finding ways to get those articles in our students' hands, not through that magazine. So they serve a purpose, but we think we can eliminate the amount and the quantity that the quantity and the amount of time that we're ordering those. So our biggest savings comes in miscellaneous. That is the physical planner. That is approximately $5 per student for every student in the middle school. I've observed this over the last couple of years, and I've talked with my teachers. We think it's important to teach them organizational skills. However, our students aren't typically using a paper planner. So Mrs. Anderson will tell you she's still using hers, but everything is in my phone. I mean, a lot of people are doing it digitally. Our children are of the digital age. So we are moving to an online planner that's already provided to us through Canvas. So we're eliminating that cost for next year, which is a big savings. Overall, it's a savings of just under $3,000. Which is great. We've trimmed last year and we trimmed this year, and it's super unfortunate that I have to stand up here, and you guys probably all know it too, and talk about ways that we trim, but we're still giving what our kids need. But we do have book adoption coming up in the future years, and so I just kind of want to recognize our teachers for really looking at their curriculum and trimming the fat what's not needed and keeping the quality stuff for our kids. So I would ask that you would approve our fees for the middle school for this upcoming year.
That is actionable.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, I'll call that for a vote. And that passes 4-0 as well. Next item I have for you, right here in bright red, says I'm supposed to ask you about summer school.
Middle school will not be having a summer school program?
Okay. So that action item is
Okay.
off the agenda.
Correct.
Okay. You guys get out of a vote. We can-
The bright red held me for a pause for a second. I had to make sure.
I got my
Speaking a little
orders.
firmer, middle school is not
I got my
having.
orders before this whole thing started.
Good job. Good job. I like to be in different colors, not red.
I'm not messing anything up. I don't wanna have to come back and do it again.
All right. So I can move on to the
Yeah,
middle school
your
update.
update.
Now that the hard parts are over, I don't like the money part. We've had a lot. I told Mr. Figa, I have 3 pages of things, but they're all in really large font, so it's good. Great things happening at the middle school, really a fun month and a couple of weeks left. So we had activity night on May 1st. That was a huge success. I want to recognize Mrs. Warnick and Mr. Hanna, who are our student council sponsors. Also, we had a lot of parent volunteers. We had more parent volunteers this year than I saw there last year. They helped with supervision, serving food, interacting with the students, and I love that opportunity. I get to see these kids and get to know them every day. I like being able to meet their parents as well and getting to know them. So I appreciate all of the parents who came and gave of their time that evening. Our boys and girls track team are very successful. Lots of trophies. I'm learning I need to find new spaces to put all of these trophies. Last weekend, they both won the Hoosier Heartland Conference, so they're having some great success. I think there's a recruitment pipeline happening in the 8th grade language arts classroom, but that's okay. That's great. Hunter's Ed field trip was today. We had great weather last week. It was predicted to have rain again, and I said, we're going. We're going. I don't care what the weather says. We canceled it in the fall because of rain, and it didn't rain. So today was great. Kids had a great time, so thank you to Mr. Stites for organizing that for us each year, and also to the Howard County Sheriff's Department, DNR, and Isaac Walton League for hosting and working with our students. We are finished with iLearn testing. Our summative results for that, we have been used to getting those like in July. This year they're not going to come in until September. They changed the test. There's no second math test, and they have shortened the amount of language arts questions. So with that change, they are resetting their cut scores, so what determines proficiency. So they're going to get those scores out in September, a little bit later than what we're used to. We will use that data to determine our intervention groups at the middle school. So while it doesn't define who our students are, it does help us know where their needs are. Teacher Appreciation Week, like Mr. Maurer mentioned, was last week. We have an amazing staff. They are a dedicated group that work tirelessly. I live nearby, and when I drive by, and I still see cars there in the evenings and on the weekends. So, or I'm in the building scaring them because they don't expect to see anybody else. So I am grateful for them, and it was great to celebrate them last week. Thank you very much for the donuts. They were gobbled up. I may have shared with some children, but their parents said it was okay. Nurses Day was last week as well, so thank you to Mrs. Englert. She had a very busy Nurses Appreciation Day, but we appreciate her every day for what she does. I'm not cut out to be a nurse. If it's more than a Band-Aid, go see her. I just came from the Washington, D.C. Call-out meeting. We had over 50 families present. I was hoping that we would have at least 40, so I'm really excited for that number. The sign-up date for the $945 cost, the deadline for that is May 19th. So after that date, families that sign up will have to pay, it's $1,045. It's an additional $100 for signing up after the deadline. So that was shared with all the families tonight. I'll share out the presentation through an email so that they all know that. Asked a lot of good questions, so it's exciting. A lot of people want to go to Chaperone, so it was great to hear too. And just hearing that presentation and talking to the kids from when they came back, some of our kids that were there tonight had gone to Disney over spring break, or they had gone on the trip last year. I love the opportunities that we give our kids to travel, to experience what they're learning at school outside of the school building. So I think we're a small school district, and we're still offering great things for our kids that the bigger school districts do. And I think that's super important to recognize. So thank you for allowing that to happen. Okay, Mayor's Turnaround Achievement Breakfast is coming up, and we're going to recognize an 8th grade student this week on Thursday. Our end of the year awards program, May 22nd and 26th. We'll have the live stream option again. And this week we have 5th grade students coming in, so they're super excited to tour the building, kind of ease that anxiety of the transition of coming over from the elementary. They're enjoying eating lunch in the cafeteria and seeing their peers. See a lot of familiar faces, some of them that were kind of like, what are you doing here? I don't usually see you in this building. So it was great. All right, House Enrolled Act 1243, back to business stuff. This requires all high schools to include high quality computer science instruction in their curriculum. And we currently offer computer science courses at Eastern High School. However, there is, to fulfill that requirement, they're like, you take the course this year and then you have to take it again, not again, you have to take another part of it the following year. So to fulfill that requirement, sometimes they have to take more than just 1 year of that. There is a new course called the Compound. It's a long name. Computing Foundations for the Digital Age. That course will fulfill all of the high school requirement in one course, and it can be offered in the middle school. So we can offer this course, and instead of the kids having to take 2 to 3 courses, our kids can have another opportunity to take high school credit at the middle school. Starting with the class of 2029, so that's our current freshmen, all of those students must complete 1 computer science course for graduation. So adding a high school credit computer science course in the 8th grade will allow our students to fulfill this requirement prior to entering high school. We can add this course, and now our students will have an opportunity to earn 6 high school credits in the middle school. It also gives them an additional success indicator on the new accountability model. So we'll kind of dig into that a little bit more at our retreat, but it's a great opportunity for our students to demonstrate what they're learning and achieving their academic goals. So it's a class that goes across 2 rotations. It's a total of 24 weeks. It is offered to all our 8th grade students. However, not all of them have to take it in their 8th grade year. Currently, we have just about 50% of our students who have elected to take it. So, and this is the first year, so I think that interest will increase as we go through this too. It replaces the intro to business that our 8th graders were already taking. So, instead of the intro to business class, they're now taking this computing foundations class, and it also fulfills a high school requirement. It is about computer systems, networking, data analysis, and algorithms. There's that. And then it also works on critical thinking, collaboration, and problem solving. As far as curriculum for this course, we are not purchasing or asking to purchase curriculum this year because it is new for the state of Indiana. So there are a couple of different resources through Purdue and Next Tech that are offering instruction, professional development for our teachers, and they're also offering free curriculum resources. So we're going to take advantage of that this year till we really get a firm grasp on what works best with them. And like I said, with those PD opportunities, there are stipends for our teachers to participate. So just so you know that teachers are also being supported in this change. And that is a wrap on the middle school. Any questions for me? That might be my longest one. All right, thank you.
Mr. Fugit.
So the first thing for me to talk about is the Edmentum contract. So Edmentum is the online platform that we do like credit recovery classes and our online classes, whether it's for our alternative program or kids that can't fit something in their schedule. We switched to Edmentum this year from a different learning software. We're very happy with it. The kids are earning credits. You see the price there. It's a 2-year contract. We only have to pay half of that now, but that's the price that they will lock in with us if we go into a contract with them 2 years. So it's essentially $23,000-ish a year.
And you said you're currently using this?
Yes.
It's almost like a renewal.
Yes, it's a renewal, because last year we didn't want to sign a 2-year contract with them, being that it was brand new. We didn't know if it was going to be something we liked or not. So something that we're comfortable with. So.
How many students do we have take advantage of it?
Well, there's a sheet in there. 84 students have participated in the different online classes this year. I mean, you can see some of them are just in there for
Yep.
one class that they can't fit in their schedule. Some of them are for, they might be assigned to a room to do multiple classes. We will have a big summer school contingency using it over the summer.
That is actionable, right? Yeah, we need,
Make a motion to approve the software?
Second.
we got a motion and a second, further discussion or other questions? Is that,
We are going to have to do manual. It's kicked me completely out.
well, we're gonna stop advertising for them over the internet. Okay, so, do you anticipate that for the rest of the meeting? Do you want me to go ahead for the rest of the meeting?
Yes,
or we'll
I
just
think
do-
we will need to.
We'll just do that, okay.
Yeah.
So, I'll call that for the vote. All in favor? This was the contract, right?
Yeah, for Edmonton.
Yeah, for the 2-year. All those in favor, show the usual sign, which is, raise a hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see that as 4.
Thank you.
4 votes. Jordan did not vote. All right, next, that passes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One thing down.
So letter B is the high school book fees, and essentially this is just a summary page of the big spreadsheet. Again, the spreadsheet that I have is very similar to the one that the middle school uses, because Jen Schaefer keeps them both up. But this is this is a summary. I can go through line by line, but essentially the art, you can see we're decreasing a fee by $22.60 because we are going to eliminate that class and then funnel those art kids into an art class that has smaller fees, essentially. So it's going to reduce, and you can see $678 a year. It's not like it's hundreds of kids, but so there's a reduction there in our business. We're decreasing the fee by $30 per student in our entrepreneurship, and so we're not going to have that next year because of the different graduation changes. Right now we are eliminating that. The kids that were going to sign up for that are being funneled into a different business class that fulfills their pathway requirement. So there's about 30 kids there that we won't need. So that's the $900. The personal finance, we are looking at what we can do to essentially adopt a curriculum that is now a required course under the new diploma. It has been just like a one-off, like elective if you want to take it. So the teacher has kind of come up with their own thing. So we're looking at what's going to be more cost effective, like a classroom set, buying a curriculum off Teacher Pay Teacher. So I'll come back over the summer and let you know what we've done, but I don't anticipate that being a huge per student fee. English, the turnitin.com, it's similar to No Red Ink that the other schools use, but a little bit different in terms of we can upload a lot of the papers, and it's now giving us good feedback in terms of AI, our students using AI, and we expect our students to use AI some, like Grammarly that pops up and tells you if you're spelling a word wrong or where you should put a comma. That is AI. So this has helped us turn those conversations into what's an appropriate amount for AI. So that helps us with that. There is an increase of 29 cents per student, so it's $134 more this year than last. Our world language, we should have adopted Spanish curriculum last year, but because we were in the middle of hiring that upper level Spanish person, we put it all off. And so what you see is the following below allows us to not adopt a formal curriculum through a publishing company, and those typically run $120 to $150 per essentially book or set of curriculum for the kids. So instead, we are doing the costs below, like increasing the consumables. We're buying like little subscriptions here and there. So you might ask, that's $400. Do we need that? Our Spanish teachers believe that with this curriculum, they'll have what they need along with all their years of experience, and it will be substantially lower than one upfront cost of 200 students in Spanish times $150 a kid. That can add up pretty quick. So essentially it's $11.02 for the Spanish, but it's what they did last year, but it could have been more. So that's a potential savings of $4,175 by not adopting a big curriculum. Our math, it's a renewal of the CUDA software. So we did this 3 years ago. It's been done, need to be renewed. We kind of told them, no, we're just going to use AI. And so then they came back and decreased from 1560 to 1248 and gave us a little bit of the savings if we'd sign up for them for the next 3 years. So no changes in family and consumer science. Our science classes, music, math really, it's just the CUDA, and that's not really a change. So again, not a ton of savings in terms of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, but we were able to kind of squeeze things, and $5,930 is what our potential savings are by doing these things. I do just kind of want to echo what Chantel said. We are coming to the end of life of some of our sets of curriculum that when we purchased 6 years ago or 5 years ago, the state reimbursed curriculum fees different than they do now, and everything was online, which we're now kind of trending away from. So it's probably something that we should have a discussion about when on the board retreat about planning for that, because when we adopted a English curriculum 3 years ago at the high school, I mean, that's one upfront cost of $130,000. And we'll do our best, but in a year and a half, we're gonna have no math. It's all online. We sold all those books 5 years ago. And so there are gonna be some costs, and it's probably something we need to discuss and get our heads around. So that's my book fees.
You're back up? Oh, man.
Make a motion, we approve the book fees for high school.
Second.
Motion and a second. Thank you to Jennifer for calling board docs and getting them on the ball. So I will call that for a vote. I also heard the rock star is Mrs. Schaefer.
Yes. Yes. It's not a fun spreadsheet
That-
to look at every
That
year.
spreadsheet is, yeah. And that passes 4-0.
So probably need to talk about summer school.
Yep, you're
So-
on red too.
We have I guess this is an actionable item. Right now we have 3 summer school classes that look like they're gonna go. That's biology with Mr. Everett, that's econ with Mr. Heck, and that is math with Mrs. Thomas. We are looking, right now our numbers, to see if it will support a PE and English, sorry, yes, so I had to count them all in my head. So we are looking for, right now it doesn't look like we'll necessarily have those, but I've already sent, some inquiries out to our teachers if they'd be willing to do it if the numbers increase. So that's our summer school as of right now.
That is an actual item. I would prefer that we make the motion in the sense that gives the option for the extra if needed. So if somebody could,
I move that we accept the list as Mr. Fugit has given to us, but, if more students need it, that he can go ahead and fulfill the other
fulfill the
positions.
other, so that will cover
Yes.
Second.
both sides of that. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? And I will call that for a vote. Did we do that a couple of months ago? Okay. That was another thing during the summer that I was thinking that we might. And that passes 4-0. Congratulations.
So the high school update, just, I could spend a lot of time talking about a lot of different things. But focus on the last 2 weeks of school with just some dates that you guys might want to know in terms of what things look like. So 2 weeks from Thursday, the 28th, will be our staff recognition by our seniors. That will start at 5:30. And then at 7 o'clock is the awards night in the PAC. That day, during the school day, that will be graduation practice for seniors, and then they will walk at the middle school, and walk at the elementary, and sometimes the middle school comes out and sometimes not. So it's in the middle of their finals, so it's kind of difficult, but that's what's going on that day. The senior cookout is Friday, and then graduation is Sunday, 2 o'clock. Be there at 1:30.
Any further questions? You said that was the 28th, right?
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Pardon me. Make sure I have that on the roll. Okay, next item on the agenda, apologize for that delay. Next item on the agenda is school corporation business. We'll go straight over to business. Oh, it's the update? Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, the update. Oh, pass it off to you?
So we are at the end of April, still looking really good, as far as our appropriations are concerned. We're a little below where we should be right now, so which is fantastic, so hopefully we can continue that. Our, transfer still just under 15%. Our balances at the end of our year-to-date cash balances are up a little bit from last year at this time, $366,000, so that's good as well. I was hoping the operations fund would go positive this last month, but it didn't, but I expect it to in May. We received a property tax distribution at the end of April, but in the operations fund it brought in $227,000 that we should get another draw at the end of this month, which should be much larger since the property tax, they had to pay them at a certain time, so we should be good there. April interest was $13,132.93. We did receive a bus, and with your support, we were able to pay for that out of the rainy day fund so that we did not have to enter into another lease agreement. We did not have to vote on that as there was already money appropriated in that fund that I was able to go ahead and pay for that bus and get it on site. That is all that I have going on right now. Probably will have much more next month. So do you have any questions?
Hearing none. Sure. Anything?
No, all good.
All right, thank you.
Great.
Dr. Ritchie.
Okay, I've got a lot of scribbles here that would see if I can make sense out of any of it. I'm gonna start off by congratulating Randy Mauer for being named Elementary Principal of the Year for District 5. He broke our internet today with, so this is, puts a lot of pressure on one of our principals, because Brad was there last year and, as high school principal of the year, and now Chantel's gotta ask how they did it, so,
Chantel.
yes. But no, we appreciate all Randy does, and he makes the school look wonderful, and he does a good job with everything. I want to talk a little about these guys. You know, they've heard me hound them for a couple of years about, you know, let's get the costs down a little bit, because we like giving our teachers raises. We like the education fund to be with have plenty of money in it, and everything I heard from them tonight when they're talking about book fees were trimming and big savings and reduction in cost and cost effective and those kind of words coming from them, and it shows that they listen and they do what we ask. And I've always told them we're not going to take away from the kids. If there's anything that we have to have, we're definitely going to get it. And I think Chantel said that we're still giving our kids all they need, and that's what we want to do. But I appreciate them doing the hard work and the ladies in their office helping them out. That's awesome. I want to thank the PTO for donating. Randy brought that up, donating $20,000 for our playground fund. You know, we had the town of Greentown donated $25,000 out of PTO 20, and that's going to go a long way towards what we're going to do out there with the playground. Hopefully that'll get started soon. I think people have asked if we've seen any plans or anything. We haven't yet, but I think were they out last week with like a drone and flying over and you know, so they're working on that. I would guess in the next couple of months we're going to start seeing some things and probably be involved in what we are getting. Some good hires already. I know Brad and Chantel have been busy. They introduced 3 tonight. Randy's got a teacher he's going to be looking to hire as well, along with some instructional aides. So we're looking forward to those that we have. A lot of local connections, and you know, I think that's awesome. We usually approve handbooks tonight. We're going to kick that down the road till next month. We have Neola. I'm getting ready to meet the Neola people to some of the new laws, and you know, one key law or rule that we're going to have to change, definitely for the high school. I think everybody else does pretty good, but the high school has been able to allow kids to have phones like in passing periods and stuff like that. That's all going away. We're not, you know, whatever the law says, we got to stick to it. The law, I believe, is going to say if they bring it to school, it goes in their locker, and they can't get it out of their locker until the end of the day. Am I correct?
Yeah, the law says it has to be inaccessible.
Inaccessible. So we are adding some lockers to the high school. It's just so everybody will have a locker. So there's not going to be any reason to say, well, there's no place to put it, because there will be a place to put it. If you bring it in the building, it goes in your locker, and it doesn't come out of your locker at the end of the day. If kids abuse that, there will be consequences. I want to thank the teachers that were here tonight, and you know, the presentations that you guys did were wonderful. It's always fun to see where you've been and what the kids have been able to experience, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys sticking around as well. Appreciate seeing Randy Bennett here at all of these, and he's doing a wonderful job for us. And Cole and Bill, thank you guys for what all you guys do. Cole got me in my computer tonight. I was gonna go all by paper, but he got me in, so I appreciate that. That's all I got.
Okay. Next item is board comments. You look so lonely.
I am
I'll start with you.
Oh, the school year has just flown by. I mean, I'm sure for some you maybe not, but it has flown by. I'm sure that the teachers and nurses and everyone, the assistants all felt appreciated, because I know y'all do a good job at that. I love hearing about the trips. I think our kids have such wonderful opportunities. You know, I never had an opportunity to take a school trip. I guess we were just too unruly a group. They wouldn't take us anywhere. And I think our kids have so many wonderful opportunities. And the fact that we let them know, you know, more than a year in advance, there's a lot of time to mow yards or babysit or wash cars or do whatever it is, save their birthday money and their Christmas money and stuff for things they really want to do. It sounds like we're doing really well with all the curricular items and making sure that the kids, like you said, have exactly what they need. I'm amazed and thrilled that we have so many new faces this early in the year. So y'all aren't scrambling at the last minute during this summer. I hope that it's a pretty restful, peaceful time before school starts again, where no one, you know, jumps ship, so to speak. And I think other than that, I think I'm good with everything that's going on. It's obvious to me that everybody's doing what they need to be doing, and they're doing a dandy job of it, so that's really great. Thank you.
Thank you. Evan?
Echo a lot what's been said. I appreciate all the teachers for sure. It's a great week. I know. I heard that there was no leftovers on Friday from the staff cookout, which that's not always the case, but it seems like they were well fed on Friday, so that's always great. And just thanks, Brad, for cooking and setting that up. Thank you for the teachers that went on the trip, and Grayson did a great job presenting. We like seeing not just the approvals of that, but also just being an experience. So I really appreciate him coming and sharing, and those are great opportunities at each level, from Camp Tecumseh and then the middle school with their trips. That's, like it's been said, that's great that we can offer that for those that can take advantage of that. I don't really have too much else to say. It's crazy that we're ending this year, but it's great to see, like it said, we've got some great hires, and I know we're presenting ourselves well for this transition with some of those key positions. So it's great to see that we got those already started, and or at least relatively started. So I don't have anything else. A nice finish to the year, and get ready for graduation.
Thank you, sir.
I also want to say thank you to our teachers and just tell them how appreciated they are. Our staff is second to none, of course. And good job by you guys, cutting where you need to cut. And I can't imagine the time that had to take, and all the work and the due diligence and digging to price cut. But wow, that was pretty awesome. So thank you for that. Appreciate the PTO donating the money towards our big playground project. That's exciting. And I also wanted to thank you both for the time that you take to take our kids on trips. And I think it's great, the opportunities that our kiddos have. I also want to say thank you to Mr. Stites for heading up Hunter's Ed. Our kids love that, and I'm so proud of our school that we offer that for our kids, and appreciate that very much. Thank you to interviewing everyone that you've interviewed and replacing where you could already. I think that that's great. We've got some great fits. And then activity night. That was great, fun, awesome. Congratulations to Randy, best principal, and tooth extractor. You double as that for my kids. No one can touch their teeth but Randy. He has to pull their teeth. So, thank you for all the work that you're doing. And Brad, thank you for cooking. I'm sure that was a lot, but appreciate that and honoring our staff in that way. And yeah, excited to close out the year. Thank you.
It was huge.
I'll echo everything that was said. It is a fun time of year because you're coming down to the end of the school year and get to accomplish a lot of things, but we also kind of sad because we're seeing some people that we've had here for a long time as well, and I want to honor them wholeheartedly because, you know, they deserve all the recognition and the chance to enjoy retirement. They've worked very, very hard for us for many, many years, so I acknowledge that as well. Thank you guys for you guys' work in advance. Had some great hires immediately. I'm already hearing through the grapevine from parents and such of excitement of some of the names that you brought on just this evening. So I appreciate all that and getting on the front edge of it because other corporations are going to be doing that in June. You guys have already filled some holes that we'll be having in advance, so that's awesome to get ahead of the game with that. Thank you to all the teachers, nurses, all of that have gone on in the last month. We really do have the best staff. I work in a county that claims a number of big names, your Brownsburgs, your Avons, your whatnot, but I'll take our staff over that staff any day of the week and twice on Sundays. So I don't know if it's appropriate to voice concern, but I do voice concern. Something was brought up to me about 2 weeks ago, and I don't know the exact statistics, but I get really concerned over this cell phone thing. I really do. Well, I find it not great to have cell phones in school. The statistics that I heard were that over 60% of prevented emergencies at a school, aka shootings, stuff like that, were reported by students by cell phone. So I think we need to have a clear plan in place of how kids can get on the phone in the classrooms that they have and be able to work that and get to whatever they need to. I just think I think the leadership in Congress, the local Congress, may be short-sighted in some of the thought patterns that they have. I don't want our security to be lacking because of a drastic change on the other side. And like I said, the statistic was said to me, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think that certainly I would be remiss if something happened and I didn't voice that. I think some of those legislators haven't really thought through some of the things that they do because they don't have the boots on the ground. So I think we need to have a plan in place of, if this happens, kids know where the phones are, where they can go, where they can report it super fast. And I think that's important, and maybe something that we need to put in front of the safety committee to do some logical thinking through that. But that's just my opinion. Choose to do it or choose to not, it's fine. I just felt that I needed to voice those concerns in advance. So I have no cards. Jennifer did not put that in front of me. I believe I got all the red marks right that you had. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I will accept a motion to adjourn pending signatures,
So
and then
moved.
we have a, executive session for
Yeah.
scholarships afterwards.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Too bad. And I'll call that for a vote. I know. Dude. We gotta get some signatures tonight, so we got partially done. That passes 4-0. Thank you all, and the millions of you online, thanks for attending.